Hello, thank you everybody for coming. So first I want to ask you, who here uses social VR on a regular basis as a communication tool? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 2 people out of this group. All right, so today I'm going to talk to you about how I built ARVR Women using social VR as a community building tool. So hi, I'm Eva, co-founder of ARVR Women, and this is actually my avatar self, and it's been such an interesting journey just to have this avatar as kind of like a self-expression tool. So our group can be found on 2 channels. One is on meetup.com, where we have our real-world events, and then our Facebook community group. So across both channels, I'm proud to say we have over 5,000 members. So a little bit about myself and my background. I'm originally from Yugoslavia, so having immigrated to the United States, I was always searching for a community, and I think that it's really defined the work that I do now. So my mom is an artist, and my dad is a psychiatrist, and they both really taught me 2 things. One is self-expression, and the other is compassion. And I have really used both as the building blocks of building the community. And they really instilled in me this entrepreneurial spirit that I still have, and the seed was planted. So fast forward, and in college I went to RISD and I studied apparel design, and that was something that I did on the first early part of my career. And no wonder my first VR project was actually a retail window where I combined fashion and tech. And some of my first VR experiences, including a Google Cardboard, where I did the roller coaster app. And it was there that I really saw the potential of VR, because it was through my phone that I was able to experience this immersive world. And then my second VR experience was the DK2, of course, at SVVR. And it was hosting our VR Lab meetups that I really got to experience what the VR community of indie developers were building using the DK2. And it was hosting these VR Lab meetups where, you know, the VR community, and some of you that have been in the industry early on know that that magic that was happening when we were first building this industry. And the sad fact was that I was one of 3 women at that time. So I didn't really feel supported. And it was this field of entrepreneurs that emerged from that community. And one of them was Tiltbrush, as you probably all know, the #1 artistic VR tool. And the second one was Luxury, who was actually acquired by Snap Inc. and is responsible for the AR filters that we all use today. And it was that community that really inspired me to build this VR pop-up store in Union Square. And it was really the perfect location. We partnered with West Coast Leather, a fashion retailer and really a cornerstone of the San Francisco industry. And it was right by the Chinatown gate. So we had all the tourists coming in the store, you know, seeing that their phones can actually immerse themselves. I mean, that was such a cool thing. And then we sold products coming out of the community, which included the Humanities, which maybe some of you have, and the Powis were our main products that we sold. And it was there I actually discovered that women are the top buyers, and there really wasn't a community for them, and it was such an underserved market, because they're the ones that are making all the purchasing decisions in the household. So why not? Let's get them on board. And so we developed our own community. And this is actually from OC5 at one of our meetups, and the community just kept growing, and it's really amazing to see that. And our allies, we need you guys, because it is with you that we can create a balanced industry, and it's a really win-win for both when we have that balance. So women will win, and so will the men who stand beside us. And this is how ARVR Women was born. It was through this garden of community where I really discovered my new family. And our motto is to share, connect, and grow. Sharing industry resources, connecting with each other, it's really like a matchmaking, like if you need like a 3D artist or a developer, anybody, you can just find it with the network. And the growth. It is through that community that we all grow. So ARVR Women is an online network and real-world meetup for women and allies in the immersive tech industry that supports community, connection, and professional growth. So how social VR came into my life, it was actually during a dark time that I found this tool, and Ceciliana Trevino introduced me to it, and it really became my outlet. And we just started having these memorable experiences and making, our selfies. And, it's so cool that we can express ourselves with the expressions that they give us. And it was these deep, deep and profound connections that really inspired our team. We have Naomi Ostroff and Ceciliana Trevino and myself, who are the admins of ARVR Women. And it's just so cool that we met each other in virtual reality first and then in the real world. And the goal of this platform is for self-expression, so she, he, and they entering the space to share what they're working on and who they are. We really, really wanted our community to have a voice. So, getting to know our community. So in the 2D newsfeed, you get to know people in the comments or through DMs or through some of their posts, but it's so cool through the Spaces tool that we can have that feeling of presence and connecting virtually with others that really, really allowed us to truly get to know our community on another level. So one example of one of these amazing stories is Paige Dansinger. So she is actually a tilt brush artist and a community builder herself. And she posted to ARVR Women that she was creating this community garden. And she invited some of the members to contribute their drawings virtually in the garden. And so I was like, this is cool. I didn't know that we could do that. So I drew some virtual butterflies, and she had a whole waterfall and this garden scene. And I remember just sitting in the middle of it and just feeling that this is somebody else's utopia that I'm kind of contributing into, and it was just such a magical moment. And Paige and I started meeting in virtual reality regularly, where we would just have little drawing sessions and art therapy, and it was really, really fun. So the virtual community garden was born, and it was through art and social VR that this garden emerged. So Paige and I actually met in real life, but we were meeting as our avatars for probably a year before we actually met in real life. So VR enabled us to connect and share space no matter what the distance. And that feeling of when we met in real life was like we already knew each other. And I have never experienced that kind of magic. So it has really changed the way we communicate. I mean, now we message each other and we're like, okay, let's meet in VR and just kind of have a more memorable phone call. So it's really become our main communication tool. And one of our VR stars is actually Nava Berg, the blonde. And she really embraced this tool. And it's just amazing to see her grow. She has her own show, and she's become an integral part of the community, and it's amazing just to see that. So our Feature Fridays show was born as a result of all this work, where we go live, and we feature our members, the ones coming into the industry and sharing their work. And of course, you need a headset to be in virtual reality, even though you can also come into the live stream via Messenger. But what's really, really cool is that non-VR people can also be part of the stream. And that creates this whole mixed media, basically getting the non-VR people to have a desire to do virtual reality. So when they comment, we actually get the comments in 3D, and we can hold it up, and they can ask questions. And another really cool part is when they send us an emoji, it's like I get a smiley face right here in 3D, and it's really, really cool. And this is actually a compilation of some of the selfies from the Feature Fridays show. We've had many of our members featured in the show, such as Charity, Olga, Sandra, and many, many others. Okay, so getting set up, if this is something that you want to do with your community, first you build your avatar, and they provide some photos, so you can grab the photo and it kind of creates it for you. But I think it's really, really cool to customize your avatar, so you can make it look like yourself or make it look cartoony, whatever your way of expressing yourself is. And you have your own private doc. So it's like a table in front of you where you can access your media. So you access your photos, you access your timeline content, and then saved 360 photos and videos. And it's by having those immersive environments that you can customize your space. I mean, that's what's really, really cool about it. And the Spaces team has actually recognized our work, and they invite feedback and kind of like the why of why our community uses this tool. And so it's by using Facebook Spaces, we discovered a powerful tool to engage with our community and showcase the creative work of our members. And yes, the best way to really feel presence is to go live. So you can go live from your own page, and they just a few months ago announced a feature where we can go live from our actual group. And that is something that we wanted for a long time. So I'm glad that exists. And then one tip that I have for all of you is to create an event on Facebook like you would a real world event. So then the members can plan, and you have definitely more viewers and engagement. We've tried other platforms as well to have our virtual meetups, because our members are from all over the world, and it's just really, really cool to have other platforms, because in Spaces you can have only 4 people, but with platforms like Meet in VR, you can have up to 30 people. Now they're still in beta, they're based in Denmark, and Meet in VR, so it's coming soon, and Meet in VR is a virtual collaborative tool where you have workspaces, so you can have like an office-like environment, you can have a room like this to practice your speeches, and so you can work together from anywhere, anytime. So if your team, half of the team is in the Bay Area, half the team's in China, you can have this amazing tool so you can have your virtual meetings. And another tip, if you want to do this yourself with your community, is to search your existing network and find a niche-specific similarities over which you can bond. That's just a good starting point. And we've also done real-world events. This was so much fun. This was Comic-Con Palm Springs, where we had our own booth, and we went live with superheroes. We interviewed superheroes. We interviewed some celebrities like Matt Ryan. And basically, we broadcasted live on the Comic-Con Facebook page. And so what's cool is that some of the people that were coming to Comic-Con saw the live stream, and they're like, we're coming, and we saw this, and it was just such a cool way to connect. And so for example, like with Matt Ryan going live, he was actually on his phone via Messenger, and then we just included him in that live stream. So there's just many ways to use this tool. Another real-world event is our Breakfast Fight Club. And we've been having these events all over the world as well. London, Glasgow, Berkeley, New York, and it's just like, it's a challenge to get up super early and make this Breakfast Fight Club, and you get to meet your peers and maybe get inspired to maybe have like a more inspirational day. So I know that it's been very beneficial for a lot of people. And it's just so cool how we all connected in virtual reality, but now we're going into the real world as a result. So from 3 women to over 4,000, I think VR has the power to connect all of us. I know that a lot of times people have said that VR is very isolating. I really beg to differ. I think it's the power of VR and community that has helped us build this community. So yeah, I mean, it has connected so many people, and I love hearing all the stories. They inspire me daily, and there's just so many different tools that can connect us now. I think it's the why of virtual reality that still has to be solved, but this is my why. So from VR to in real life. Peace, love, and VR. That is my message to you. And I'll take your questions when I'm off the stage. Thank you very much.